I've analyzed thousands of emails as an email marketer myself who's generated over $40 million in email marketing sales. I know what works, I know what definitely doesn't work. So in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down 7 damn near perfect e-commerce emails so you can see exactly why they work and you can take those learnings and create high converting emails yourself for your own e-commerce brand. All right, here's a quick overview of the 7 emails we'll be looking at. Let's break down each one by one. All right, so let's look at the first email here. So it's an email from a brand called Byte, and the reason why I really like this email is because they're being a bit creative with the header, right? So it doesn't follow that typical e-commerce email structure where you typically see a header, then a subheader, then a header image, and then a CTA. Here they're kind of playing with it a bit. They're placing the header image kind of on the right side of the email or of the header, and then they have the text, the header, the subheader, the CTA on the left side. And it works really well here visually and it looks great and it catches your attention, right? So they're using a kind of nice infographic here, 5 check marks to get that point across. And they're not saving the meat of the message for further down the email as most e-commerce emails would do, where they kind of have the intro at the top and then they have all of the necessary information at the bottom of the email. Here they're kind of cramming all of that into the header image or the header part or above the fold part of the email, and it works really, really well. Because obviously you can overdo it and have a ton of information that's unnecessary and not a lot of people are gonna read, but here they make it work really well. And then further down the email, we have some social proof in the form of customer reviews, and they're still not just placing boring text and just trying to get that to kind of carry all of the weight for this body section of the email. They're still using some nice images. They're using a nice setup here for the entire customer review section, and they're making it very easy to read, right? That they're not using a customer review of kind of 10 sentences that nobody's gonna read, because, like, let's be honest, you and I, we're not gonna sit there and read a full essay of a customer review. We just wanna see, do people like it? Do they not like it? Does this review sound kind of believable, or is it AI? Is it made up? That's kind of how you wanna think about, obviously, good customer reviews and social proof sections. And they make it work really well. And at the bottom, they also have a CTA. So we have 2 CTAs in this email, and it's working really well and looks super nice. And as you see here, which you'll also see for a lot of the other emails we'll look at in this video, it's very simple, it's visually clear, and it gets straight to the point. This second email is from a brand called Magic Mind, and the reason why I really like this email and why it works so well is mainly because of the concept. So they've taken one ingredient of their product and they're making an entire email about just that one ingredient to help the customer understand. And by the way, that's a free and very easy way to come up with a ton of good email content and ideas. Just take whatever's in your product, different parts, different features, different ingredients, and break those down in just one email, like keyword focused on that one thing in that one email. That's an easy way to get a lot of content ideas. And that's exactly what they did in this email. So they've taken lion's mane, which is an ingredient in their product, and they're basically helping customers understand why is it in the product, what is it even, and what does it do for me. So that's exactly what you'll see here with the copywriting. It's very simple. It's not overly fancy. It's not like some university professor sat down and wrote this copy with a lot of fancy words that nobody understands. It's broken down to what the average Joe can basically understand and read, right? And basically tell to their friends. So that's why this email is so effective. And obviously it looks good. And you see we have a header, a subheader, a CTA here at the top. And then we have basically the same at the bottom, basically a subheader, a body, and a CTA, right? It's a very similar structure and it works super well for such a short email that is just breaking down one thing to help you understand exactly why you're putting this ingredient in your body. By the way, if you want my full 84-page guide on everything you need to know about e-commerce email marketing to maximize revenue, there's a link in the description to grab that for free. Back to the video. This third email doesn't really look like the other emails, as you might have already noticed, because there's no design, and that's because it's a plain text email. So I'm a huge fan of plain text emails, no matter what kind of brand we are working with, or no matter what brand you are. Even if you're a jewelry brand selling jewelry to $8,000 on average, with obviously very visual products, yes, plain text emails will still work and crush it for you. And I'm saying that because I know and I've tested it for jewelry brands and used it for them. So this one is from Jarvi Coffee, yeah. And as you might have already seen, it's very, very short. There's maybe only like, 150 words in there, something like that. I haven't counted. And these work so well because they basically act as pattern interrupts. So the usual thing that people see in their inbox from companies and brands out there obviously are designed emails, right? This one has no design. It basically looks like your friend or your boss sat down to write an email specifically just for you, and especially because of the words and the language that is used in this email, right? It doesn't look like a ChatGPT sat down and wrote it. It doesn't look like it's coming from a boring, again, professor or anything who's trying to teach you something that you don't even want to know about or anything like that. It's a very simple email that uses everyday language. It's very short. There's also a hyperlink saying take me to the discount page ASAP, because obviously they're talking about a sale. And they also have a lot of urgency in this email saying we are down to the last 44 bags of protein coffee. So it's very, very action driven. It's pretty much very direct response, right? You're giving them an action to take right now. And that's why I love this email. And I definitely would recommend that you use a lot of, or at least test a lot of plain text emails in your email marketing strategy, because specifically these types of emails are crushing it at this moment for our clients. This fourth email is from Big Blanket, and a big reason why I really love this email and why it's so unique is because it's so short and so simple. There's basically only 10 words in there or something, maybe a bit more. And it's literally only saying it's Snorkel season, this month's bestseller is, and then click to find out as the CTA. And like, it's doing such a good job at obviously driving up your curiosity, because you just need to find out what this product is. And then they're also running a sale, as you see on the top of on the top of the email. They are also calling out that sale, so they're not missing out on that opportunity to still get people interested in that discount now that they're obviously out running it, so might as well take advantage of that. But you don't need to make the entire email about that sale, even though you are running a sale. So now they're just using this as an opportunity to drive a lot of clicks. Like, I bet this email drove a ton of clicks because people need to find out what this product is, right? Like, regardless of whether they're interested or not. So that's why I really like this email. Definitely something that I recommend you test out as well. This next email is from the brand called Lemmy, and the reason why I really like this one is because it talks about a problem that obviously a lot of people, and specifically women in this situation, are dealing with, right? So cravings is obviously a huge problem, and they have a product that helps people kind of overcome that, or at least manage that. So overall, like, this header section is very eye-catchy. They've done a very nice job here at designing the email, and obviously she's biting the product here, which obviously also catches your attention. And it's saying curb cravings wherever you are. Obviously a very nice USP or whatever for their product that obviously a lot of people, or women of this brand's audience, would be very interested in finding out more about. And obviously they have a CTA here at the top, so that'll help them drive a lot of clicks, because a lot of people are just looking for an opportunity to click through. Maybe they browsed your brand or browsed on your website 2 days ago, then they forgot, and then now you sent them an email, and now they have a CTA here to get straight to the website again, because they were just waiting around for that chance, because obviously they forgot in the first place, right? So here you see they're using an infographic here in the middle to explain why this product works and what it does, which just is a great way of creating good e-commerce emails, because you could lay out all of this information in just a big word vomit of text, and nobody's gonna read that when it's a big wall of text, right? So they're using an infographic here to really visualize the benefits and the features of the product, basically. And then they have a CTA here at the bottom as well, in this section. And then it really just goes into the actual product. Like, once you is all it takes, they showcase the product. They're listing more benefits here with an infographic of icons, right? And then they have a CTA at the bottom as well. So it's a very nice problem/product focused email, which you can definitely replicate for whatever kind of product you are running as well with your brand. This next email is from Maeve, a dog-focused brand. So the reason why I really like this email is because they've kind of taken the typical email structure and then flipped the script a bit. So a lot of emails will have comparison charts, because obviously they are very good to use. They do a great job at visually explaining why your product is better than other options. But Maeve here in this email, they've taken that comparison chart and then they're using that as the very first thing in the email, which obviously is I really love that. So here, the good thing with the comparison chart and why I really like them using that so early in the email is that you don't even need to read the text to understand that this visual right here is probably gonna tell me that this brand's product is better than other options, even without reading the text, right? And then obviously you can read the text to understand why. But so that's just a very nice header image. Again, very eye-catchy and attention-grabbing. They have a CTA here, which again, you should always have a CTA above the fold to help you drive a lot of clicks. If you don't have one, you will definitely see a decrease in click rates compared compared to actually having one in the above the fold section. Then we go further down the email. Then they basically just break down even further why their product obviously is better, what is the USP of our product, which, yeah, again, obviously is an easy thing to do. And again, they're not just doing that with raw copy, they're actually using infographics here. So they have an image of the product, an arrow kind of pointing to it and explaining what it is, right? And then at the bottom, they have kind of some more social proof. So 90% of dog parents saw health improvements on May, and then a CTA again. So there's no area in this email where they don't have a CTA. People cannot really get lost in this email. There's always something to click on. You don't want to overdo it with CTAs scattered around the entire email in every kind of place or area. Just one CTA per section is the way to go about it. And yeah, this overall is just a very nice email. This last email is from the brand called Canopy, however you want to pronounce it. I don't know, to be honest. So the reason why this email is so good is because, first of all, the header is again very eye-catchy. They're using an emoji, which in this occasion fits well. It doesn't really work for every email and you don't want to overdo it. It doesn't work for every brand either, but it works in this situation. And the header copy is saying what's lurking in your water. And everybody obviously uses water in one shape or another. So it makes you want to know more about, well, what's actually lurking in my water. So you keep on reading. And then they're using a very brief subheader text here. Again, not too much copy. It's very brief. It just makes you want to know more and read a bit more, right? So it says you filter your drinking water, but what about the water you're soaking in for 20 plus minutes? Which makes you think, well, yeah, that's actually true. I don't know too much about the water I'm bathing in or soaking in. And so I might as well keep on reading this email. And they have a CTA here at the top. So again, for people that are ready to click already onto the website to shop, they have that option. We don't want to take that option away from them. And it's very clear. It's a big button, so it's very easy to click through, which again will help this brand drive a lot of clicks compared to not having that CTA. Then here for this email, something they do really well is kind of taking the content and visualizing it with an infographic again. So that's something I've talked about for the other emails as well, and something you'll see for most good emails out there for any type of brand. Infographics go again and again in good emails because you don't want to explain things with raw text. You want to make sure you visualize it because most people out there, when you look at studies, they are visual learners. So infographics are key for good emails. So they're kind of explaining why you should actually care about this, why this kind of is a serious thing to consider or issue or whatever, and what the issues actually are. So that's what's covered here in this infographic. And again, they have a CTA in this section to make sure people can click through if this section was the one that kind of convinced them to I guess, be ready to purchase or whatever, or at least browse the product, right? Then at the bottom, they talk even more about like what kind of problems you will deal with if you don't take this issue seriously. So it just kind of solidifies the entire concept of the email and helps you understand why this is so important, again, for you specifically. And again, at the bottom, they use visual content here. So they're showing you the difference before and after. And they're also using an infographic saying, yeah, basically listing the problems that you'll be dealing with if, again, you don't actually buy our product. And then at the bottom, they have a CTA for you to buy the product. So overall, a very good email. That covers it for this video. Hopefully it was kind of useful or insightful to see me break down what good and high converting emails actually look like. Again, I have a link in the description where you can sign up to receive my free 84-page guide on everything you need to know about email marketing to maximize e-commerce revenue. So sign up there to get that for free. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel here. I'll be dropping a lot more valuable email marketing insights, guides, actionable tips, all of that stuff, so you can maximize email marketing revenue. And with that said, I'll see you in the next video.